Good evening, good evening. This is Big Mark coming at you in your face with the real. You know I'm gonna keep this thing pumping and jumping. I hope everybody's having had a wonderful day, having a wonderful evening. I'm on my back. That trip to Nashville really set me back. I'm on some medication, so I'm feeling better. But I just would have been remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my peoples, my faithful ones, especially my subscribers, those who have been through mental, physical, spiritual, sexual, verbal abuse. Abuse comes in many different forms, and the end result is always the same: self-destruction, self-image destroyed, self-esteem destroyed, uh, self-confidence destroyed, and it's deadly. It's deadly. Stealthy in some cases, because when it starts to manipulate your emotions, starts spilling over into relationships that you have with other people, other family, you know, I just want to give a shout out to you and let you know that today is another day for you to live. Today is another day for you to survive. Today is another day that you can overcome. Today is the day. You don't have to wait for tomorrow. Today's here. I want to talk a little bit. I haven't talked about politics, but we're getting closer to the election, people. Mudslinging is starting. Lying is starting. And the biggest push on propaganda is taking place in America right now between the two major parties, the Democrats and Republicans. Let me let y'all in on something. See, the enemy is real smart. The enemies of justice, the enemies of truth, the enemies against holiness, the enemies against righteousness. They know that if I could divide the government and have them two parties fighting, I can divide the people. Right now in America, it's divided, and it's apparent. It's always been that way. But every election, it gets apparent that it is. And you'll see family members who will talk all the 3 years of a presidential campaign. But when it get time to the election, they fall out because they have different views. Now, this is set up on purpose. You know, they try to say, together we stand, divided we fall. America says that. But yet, the House is divided. Congress is divided. There's no bipartisanship. There's no bending. And believe it or not, neither one is better than the other. Because it's just the eagle with two wings on the same bird. Right wing and left wing. Now here's the sad part. It divides America. It causes America to fight one another. It raises up racial tension. It raises up biases that lie deep in the recesses of our heart. And it takes a presidential run to bring the ugly out. I want y'all to remember this. When you're going to the voting polls, that first, we're all human beings, And we got the same purpose while we on this planet, to live. Secondly, we're all Americans. Do not let these politicians divide us so much that we can't even sit down at the dinner table and have a sound conversation. The politics has gotten so bad that it's even weaseled into the Christian church. You got conservative Christians. You have liberal Christians. You got Christians that want to turn the church into a club. Boom, boom, boom. And then you got the other extreme. They want the church to be quiet as a mortuary. But I'm seeing even the so-called house of God is divided politically. And the bureaucracy is destroying the people. Politics has no perspective person. Politics is an equal opportunity attractor. It don't care. It'll divide us by race. It'll divide us by sex. It'll divide us by class, gender. But the key is politics divide. Now here's the punchline. This is what the American government don't want. They don't want to form one party and finally come together. Because if the American government comes together, totally together, one body, one political party, we come together, then the people will be able to see how small government is and how we have placed the responsibility not only of our own nation, but darn near the whole world's destiny on just a few powerful people. And they're not even powerful. So, what gives them power is to be divided. They lose power if they come together, because we won't be fighting and we won't need them. So, they have to stay divided. They have to keep fighting. They have to perform this greatest show on earth so that the American people can stay divided. Yo, we won. And there's a lot about to take place on this planet. And those who are believers, you keep praying and you get that politics out your house. Those of you who are just good people, solid characters, no beef, just loving life, loving to help, and are humanitarians. Realize what the politicians are doing. They have to stay divided. Because if they come together, we're going to come together. And if we come together, we won't need them. Don't let politics ruin your marriage. Don't let politics ruin your church. Don't let politics ruin your friendships. Don't let politics get you fired. Don't let these politicians fool you. I'm not even having no more conversations on politics, because I already know what it's all about. And I'm just trying to share a little something with my peoples out there, because we're entering a time of year in America where the ugliest part of people are going to come out. Some of the most shameful and hurtful things are about to be said and seen and heard. Remember, they have to stay divided. This is where the power is in governments. This is where the power is. Because if they come together, we come together. If they stay apart and fight, whoever picked that side, whoever picked the other side, they gonna fight. Yo, I'm just giving a little jewel out there because we're at that time of year where gunplay is gonna pop up. The immigration thing is just popping up real strong. They're gonna start hollering reparations to get the black people fired up, and they're gonna play the race card to get the black folk fired up emotionally. Look, vote with your mind and not your heart. Leave your emotions out of it. Vote with that brain. Pray for our leaders while they prey on us. Because the end result is always going to be still the same. As long as they fighting, we're going to be fighting each other. Alright? Yo, please, if y'all can remember, if you really like what I'm pumping, if you like what I'm about, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and give me some comments. Thank you for the comments that I be getting from my regulars. Y'all know who I'm talking about. This is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. Alright, yo. Always remember, falling is a lot like flying until you hit the ground. So keep your head up. Peace.